as we start today's video, I would like to take you to some interesting fact which kind of shows you an idea about possibly when XRP is about to burst through the roof. To understand this, yes, you'll have to look through what's happening in different assets and how history played out and what we can learn from them, and then put them together, do a base analysis, and kind of come to an easy conclusion. We're going to do that. We're going to break that down here. But before that, we're going to see how the market is working, because the market does look volatile. And right now, you're watching some of these assets still grinding up 78% for the month, 14x for the year. They are still performing in a market situation where it's volatile, right? Say earlier today, when I actually dropped the market update for the SI family, we actually discussed about AKT here. One of the primary reason at that time, there was a lot of reasons, and the price was below $3, 2.9. Now we are watching that the price is still grinding higher, as we discussed in that, and the SI family 930 plus members are getting benefit of that. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. We went through a lot of different stuff over the time, breaking things down so that you guys actually understand what really is happening right now in the market. Because in the market right now, if you look at different things, yeah, you do have the price action, the volatility, all of those mess is there. But at the same time, you can see what's happening in different countries. What's happening in the biggest economy of the world. They're all talking about this. This is about a pension fund thinking about borrowing 30 billion to stay liquid. That's something you have to understand, right? Now you do look at the other side of the spectrum, which is the crypto market. And crypto market gives you this idea. It's about to get into that area where you're going to see more adoption. Yeah, the regulatory side is going to be there. And we are also watching, unlike last time, this time around, XRP is being included bigger than Cardano, bigger than a VAX, or somewhat close to even Solana. So that's like the Bitcoin, the Ether, the Solana, where there is a lot of market, the hype, and all of them are there. And XRP is there. Why? Because it's not a security. The code kind of gave the clarity. This time around, that's why I strongly believe that when we pop, it's gonna go through the roof. You're gonna see next 5, 10, 15x coming in to XRP very soon. Now, we can't put a date on it because the price has been suppressed for a long period of time. We all agree on that fact. But when we do understand that this space will be shared, the payments as a space is going to be shared. You have the XRP, the XLM, the HBAR, the XDC, different infrastructure giving access to different type of payment companies, banks and all. And we're watching things are evolving very, very fast. Now, there is no doubt that, this asset has been suppressed for some time if we think just like a normal retail investor. But then if you think about it, based on the history, what we have learned, how we can look at it, it seems like this guy has always played out somewhat like this, right? So you kind of get that the market is doing all these things. Now, if you care whether the Bitcoin ETF is priced in or not, you're thinking too short. This is what Raul actually is highlighting. And I think, yeah, that's true. So you may have a good run to the upside, maybe 100, 130% run up from here where the Bitcoin prices actually go up. But short term, the market can still remain volatile so that a lot of retail guys are getting hammered. This is what whales like to do, or they always does that. You guys or us, the retail, they want us to be just the liquidity for them to buy in or to sell out. We in the Scientific Investor family don't want to be on that end. We're trying the level best to give the market the best update so that we can update ourselves, our portfolio into that profitable territory. Now, when we actually look through this, understanding the fact that the Bitcoin dominance getting rejected close to 54 is a great use case for the altcoins on the other side. You will actually watch that Bitcoin is still doing this. The volume, it's bullish. Pattern in the RSI, it's still bullish. The price structure, it's still bullish. So if you do see this asset going above 44, that's a great thing to watch. Now, if you go look at the price, we are above that zone. Yes, on a short-term chart, this is what you see. It is a little bit noisy out here on a short-term chart. But then, if you do zoom out, you're watching the fact that the price is kind of giving you a lot of information. A lot of information. Where last time you crossed to the upside in the MACD on a daily, to the upside, you kind of saw the price starting to move back up after a drop, after a consolidative phase here, right? That was a hard time. But then you saw that the price climbed all the way up. Now, can we do something similar here as the MACD is trying to cross to the upside? Because even the recent past shows us the price moved from $37,000 to $45,000. That's a good move. So if we do something similar, that means we are looking for a $48,000 to $50,000 in Bitcoin. That kind of gives a lot of neutral thought process into the market. But as soon as you start moving into the macro charts, now the neutrality or the bearishness is already removed, but that neutrality is taken over by bullishness on a macro chart, right? You're literally looking at the daily, weekly closes. So here, this is the weekly close, which shows you the fact that 44,171 is where the price is, and that's about the previous daily close of 43,900 is somewhat like the weekly close here. That gives us an idea if you do see this candle, which is about to close in the next couple of days, closing above 44, especially about 44, 400, 500 range, that gives a lot of bullish narrative into the market. That's a strong narrative because you do have a long way to go for this monthly candle and the volume is still bullish. It's not bearish. That looks enormously bullish. The RSI is still going up. The MACD is now showing you extra bullishness in the market. That kind of gives you the narrative of how things may play out. But that's a monthly chart. There's a weekly chart where you actually see bulls doubling down. But then you go on a daily short-term chart, you're like, okay, the volume is negative. You're watching a lot of noise. This is where you need to actually think about what the market is doing and what you can potentially see as a movement, right? Because when Bitcoin kind of moves, you will actually watch a lot of altcoins getting shaked, right? That's true. What we have seen till this time kind of gives us the idea that is going to happen. Now, on a short-term chart, when you plot your support resistance, we are still respecting these levels. We haven't moved out of it. Yes, we would like to see short-term levels breaking through and closing above 46,000, which would again keep a lot of bullishness in the market. Because for the last few days, when you're watching this is a strong thing to watch because from this time of 11th December, and in a week, we're going to do that for a month, it's been slowly grinding to the upside. Each time the price comes lower, it is not making a lower low. That is a bullish thing. If we do get a breakout, we know that's going to be a 10% run to the upside. We're going to look at 48,000, 49,000. That's a great deal. Now you take all of this and understand that Bitcoin is positive and you're looking at those assets which are running up. We want to see what the hell are they doing, right? Last time around, say this one topped out at 24th Feb. That's AKT. Then you go look at ING. We discussed about this before. It topped out here, but the first run up, this was the retest, where it's kind of a trap, right? It's kind of a trap here. So the first real move ended around 24 Feb 2021. Here was 8th Feb. So ING topped out first and then AKT came on top. It reached there. If you look at that, Bitcoin ran up in this similar time. They very highly correlated with Bitcoin's move. So when you see Bitcoin going up, these guys would be topping off, and then the money should pour into XRP. Remember, now, being honest about everything, you look at this and say, like, okay, that big move was decent. Whether it's in the AKT, whether it's in the INJ, you see those. And now when you're looking at it, you're like, okay, at that time, XRP was not here. It was here at the bottom. It was not at the absolute bottom, for sure. I agree that. But if you do look at it on a different way, you can see like, okay, we are not at the absolute bottom now. We are somewhat like in this territory. Now, what's different about that territory? That's important to note, because that territory is showing you there is a possibility of a double top. And then it goes to the upside, right? Why? It was actually trying to make higher lows consistently and breaking back to the upside. That was positive. Now, again, for XRP, this black one, it is showing you there is a possible double top coming in, which is kind of what we have seen in the history. So right now, if you do look at these, you're kind of seeing like, okay, these assets have been running up compared to where they were at the bottom, right? They actually did a decent rally to the upside. The next move is going to be XRP catching up. That was the case even last time. Now, if you want to compare with some assets which are there from 2015, it'll give you an idea of 2017 and 2021 run up. Here, we are using the recent movers to understand how they performed in the last cycle and how XRP can be compared to that. So, as soon as they top out, how long it actually took for money to enter into XRP, that's kind of an easy part here. The breakout came in like around 30-35 days. Yeah, watching that the price started breaking higher in XRP from that consolidative range in around a month since they topped out. Then there was like the final leg up or the trap where a lot of retailers were stuck in. That's where XRP also topped out. So these assets are going to give us easy way. There's a lot of people who ask, like, some assets, they don't show us the negative divergence. Agreed, some don't. But then you compare with these, like if the vast majority of crypto is making a top showing you a negative divergence on a larger time frame, that is a signal most of others should be topping off. Not on the short-term chart, on a macro chart. That is why I say you should have a systematic approach to crypto market, at least right now, because if not now, when? In 3 months' time, 4 months' time, when this is all done, it may not be worth it, right? To go through that systematically, taking time, learning and all, because as you can see, it was just 56 days in terms of AKT or in terms of INJ, around 70 days. That was just 2 months from then. Why? XRP only took like, 30-35 days to reach the top. Now, 21 days to reach the top. We talked about it before, right? So when it starts to run, it runs really quick. So when it's not, or all the other times when other assets are running up, this guy is not moving. This has been the nature or the character of this particular asset. There is nothing wrong about it. Is it being suppressed? Maybe that's the case, but it seems like this is the character of this asset. You need a ton more patience into that. Look at this. When the price was coming down, it all were correlated. It didn't actually drop way lower than others, which was actually a great thing. And other assets started going back up, making new highs, putting new highs, that kind of a move here. And they kept going up. XRP did not. You can actually see those, right? Even in the last cycle, when you do look at that, you can see they all started together here. XRP had some decent run up, but then the SEC case came in. Think about that. If not, we may actually had joined the party for sure. We would have seen bigger numbers for sure. But this is the reality now. We were slowed down. This time around, this burden of SEC case is not there. So as soon as you start to join the party, the catch-up should be significantly bigger and shorter in time. So being prepared, having that in multiple wallets, ready to go to take the profits should be interesting, and you should know when to take profits, when to go heavy, when to go lightly. You should know all of those. That's one of the reasons why with 930 members I discuss as much as possible, and through the one-on-one sessions we go in detail, so you don't actually miss things which are super important in my opinion. After being 8 years in the market, I'm like, okay, I kind of have seen this playing out a couple of times, the entire up down move, so kind of get the feel like how this movie has played out before. If that's something of your interest, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below, in YouTube, or in the bio in Twitter. You can actually reach me there. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, I would request consider doing that. Smash that like button. That supports the growth of this channel. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.